I think with us, one of the things that we try to do, obviously, is we work with the homeowner, obviously, from a planning perspective on, giving heads up when we can come in to basically run the project. Obviously, this is a construction site, so typically for our larger projects, we are bringing in dumpsters. Either we've got a roll-in trailer for smaller jobs, or we're going to have a job site dumpster that's going to be there for the better part of the majority of the job. We also typically have material that's got to be dropped on site. So again, what I try to remind everybody is this is a construction site, and it's going to be, whether it's for a 5-day project or a 3-week period. Meaning we're going to have dumpsters on site, meaning we're going to have material on site, meaning we're going to have trucks coming and going, we're going to have ladders. There's going to be nails, there's going to be tools. It is one of the things we typically tell our homeowners, and we remind them of, if you've got dogs, you probably don't want to be letting them run around in the backyard. If you've got kids, you probably don't want to be letting them run around in the backyard. We try to do a good job with the homeowners up front, identifying where to put the dumpsters, where to put the material. But a lot of times we are kind of constrained from a space perspective. So sometimes we are putting some material on grass sometimes. We are obviously setting up and leaving equipment overnight. So there's a lot of things up front that we have a conversation around, working with the homeowner to make sure that we all understand where things are going to go. Sometimes, our homeowners end up parking out on the street for a couple days because we're going to have a dumpster in the driveway. So it really is important up front to kind of set those expectations and let everybody know what's going on. So we have those meetings up front. Traditionally, we have our material and our dumpster dropped typically a day before our crews actually start the work, so that we can make sure we get everything in and on site and ready to go. And then we start the project. Again, typically we're in the Chicagoland area. Typically we are bound by certain hours in the day. So if we are in an area where we require a permit, a lot of times they'll tell us we have to work within certain parameters of certain hours. We can't work on Sundays in the Chicago area, which is a good thing because none of us want to be working on Sundays anyway. But again, we are limited to working around certain times in certain areas. Our guys typically show up on site first thing in the morning. They typically get to work. Most mornings, myself will meet them on site. A lot of times, if the homeowner's around, we do have a homeowner review first thing in the morning, what we're going to go through that day. A lot of times, if the homeowners aren't available or aren't around, typically the night before, we've sent an email saying, hey, this is what we captured today. We'll include some pictures, some video, etc. of what we got done today, and then what the plan is for the next day. The plan is at the end of the project, obviously, do a proper cleanup. We have the dumpster crew come in. They take the dumpster out. We make sure that our material suppliers come in. They take over any leftover material. We clean up that general area, and then again, we go around and do a really good sweep of the area. We try to do the best we can to get everything back to as close to normal as before we got there. Obviously, as you can imagine, depending on the length of the project, we have flattened some of your grass. Don't worry, we've done this on lots of homes. When you water your grass, it'll come back in a couple weeks. But we do try to get your place genuinely back to normal as it was before we got there.